Hi everyone, welcome to day 3 of ZPP or Zero Product Property. This video is going to focus on something new with ZPP, and that is what do we do when this zero disappears, or in other words, when we don't immediately recognize the zero in the equation. Before we begin, I'd love for you to pause the video here and try these 4 equations. They kind of encompass everything you've learned so far about ZPP, so pause the video and try these 4. All right, you're back. Here we go. Hopefully the first one felt straightforward. The next one's a little trickier, but remember you need to create those 2 equations. The 3x minus 8 equals 0 and 2x plus 9 equals 0. And that should give you these 2 solutions. The bottom 2 equations require you to undistribute. Remember, that's you working backwards and undoing the distributive property. So when you undistribute here, you should get 2x times 3x minus 10, resulting in these 2 solutions. Similar, you need to undistribute below, and that'll get you these 2 solutions. So hopefully that all made sense and you're ready to dive into the next thing. But before we get there, I know that this was a toughie that we did yesterday in day 2. You did a similar one on your homework last night. And so here's another one that I'd love for you to try. So pause the video and see what you can do. All right, here we go. Remember, we want to look to see what they can share. What can I pull out? They both share 2x, so I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to be left with x squared minus 9 inside the parentheses. Remember, you can always check that, right? If I distribute 2x times x squared, I'll get back to 2x cubed. I can distribute 2x to the negative 9, and I'll get back to the negative 18x, excuse me. All right, so now we need to solve. The red is going to get me to an x equals 0. And remember, my blue box, I'm going to take this entire parentheses and set it equal to 0. When I solve that all the way down, I'll get x equals positive or negative 3. So this was a toughie, and remember, we can have 3 solutions to our ZPP. All right, here we go. All of a sudden, we're 0. Okay, remember what we said in day 2. X squared, x, and nothing else means that we're going to use ZPP. Well, that's what we have. I have an x squared, I have 9x, and I don't have anything else. But remember, in ZPP, we want to go back to that A times B equals 0. So I need to get my 0 somehow. Well, the way that we're going to do that is we are going to rearrange this. And we're going to do so by subtracting 9x on both sides. When I do that, I end up with x squared minus 9x equals, well, 9x minus 9x, that cancels out. I take that away. So now I'm back to my 0. Now we're going to undistribute. I'm going to take x out of both terms, and I'm going to be left with x minus 9, which now I can do what I've been doing since the beginning and get a solution of 0 for the first and a solution of 9 for the second. I know I did that quickly, so we're going to do another one. All right, so again, we're trying to get to our A times B equals 0. So here's what we're going to do. I need to move this. I'm going to rearrange this by now adding 3x to both sides, right? If it's negative, the way that I get it back to 0 is by adding. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. I'm now at x squared plus 3x equals 0, right? Now I have my magical 0 back. Now I'm going to undistribute. They both share an x, so I'll take out x, and I'll be left with x plus 3 inside my parentheses. Now, I know my triangle, my red triangle is going to get me to a solution of 0, and my blue box will get me to a solution of negative 3. All right, here we go. Now you've seen a couple examples. If I did those too fast, rewind the video and watch them again. If you're feeling good, pause the video here and try these 4. All right, here we go. X squared equals 10x. What I'm going to do to both sides is subtract the 10x. That's going to get me to my 0 on the right-hand side. On the next one, I would add 7x to both sides. And then undistribute and solve. On the next one, I would subtract 15x from both sides. And then undistribute and solve. And on the last one, I'm going to add 27x to both sides. and then undistribute and solve. All right, here are 5 more. This is everything you've learned so far. So pause the video and try these 5. Okay, you're back. Here we go. And the next one, remember, hopefully you're looking at this one and remembering you can have 3 solutions to ZPP. On this one, we need to rearrange it. So I've subtracted 7x from both sides. I then need to undistribute, and then I'll get my 2 solutions. On this one, we're going to rearrange by adding 5x to both sides. We're going to undistribute, and then we'll get our 2 solutions. And last but not least, we have another situation where we have 3 solutions. All right, so remember the theme of these 3 days, if you see x squared, x, and nothing else, then you use ZPP. Hopefully this all makes sense. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher. We're happy to help. And good luck with the rest of your ZPP review.